Shalom. Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors into the apostles and elders of the great millstone who rule well. And shalom to the hopeful elect. This video, I want to go into something that's heavy in the spirit, man. It's going to be heavy in the spirit until we get up out of here, man. Or until it actually happens. Being one of two key prophecies written inside, three key prophecies written in the scriptures. The three being, and I'll start from the end, the last one to happen to the one that's the most soon to happen, starting with Yahweh Shai's return, World War III, and then what we're going to go into is the mark of the beast. Okay? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kadash, Apostle Tahar has branded this year the year of the Charagma. Now, for you unlearned out there, there's a reason why you have teachers, so that you can become learned. Okay? And that's what we're here to do. Us at Great Millstone, we're here to teach you and enlighten you and give you understanding, tools that prepare you for the time that we're heading into. Okay? Because Isaiah 33:6, which is one of the key scriptures that should be kept in the forefront of your mind, along precepted with Proverbs 4:7. Okay? Isaiah 33:6, actually, I'm going to get that, reads this shit. Reads 33:6. Reads, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength for salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Now, when you read the book of Proverbs, it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Because why? If you fear the Lord, it means you have faith in the ability of the Lord. So that means the things that he says and the judgments that are written to come to pass for going against the things that are said, you're not going to do it. You're not going to go against the Heavenly Father's word. You're going to basically adhere to all the law, statutes, and commandments that are given out. And that will inevitably endow you with wisdom. So that's why it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. The times we're heading into is times of great instability, man. They're very unstable times we're heading into, otherwise known as the time of evil, man. And the evil basically means days of evil. Basically is a bad time that we're heading into. So if you want to have stability in that time, it's about wisdom, knowledge, and understanding where can that be found in this book, man. All right, which is a treasure as well. Romans 11:33 tells you that this is a treasure, and many other scriptures. Going back to this, it reads, Revelations. So the point I was saying before I moved on was, we're here to enlighten you, on the meaning of the word charagma. All right. So this is Revelations 13:15, and they had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. The image of the beast is basically the ruling structure of the beast, the way judgment is administered upon, basically the infrastructure of this current kingdom we live in, dealing with the mindset, the philosophies that are being pushed forward, such as equal rights, okay, lesbian, like homosexuality, lesbianism, transsexuality, all these different various things, democracy, everything as basically said to be at the helm of this kingdom, basically is part of the image of this beast. Okay, the beast being NATO and the EU, which is spoke of previously in this chapter and throughout this whole book. Okay, and even in the book of Daniel as well. But this specific beast that's being spoke of, the beast with the 7 heads and 10 horns, is basically NATO and the EU. which is Esau's rulership, was prophesied of in Genesis, the 25th chapter, which we're presently in, man. Okay, verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads. Okay, now this is where we get the name, the year of the Charagma from, all right? And when you look up in the lexicon, in the Greek for a mark is Strong's G 5480, Charagma. Okay, we're going to click on that and we're going to look it up. Let's see where it reads. It says Charagma. So, I'm going to click that actually. Charagma. A scratch or etching, i.e. stamp as badge of servitude, or sculptured figure, statue, graven, mark. Now, what you got to understand is basically the definition that is the most on point is thing carved. Okay, because basically when the cannula, which is similar to the thing that basically a cannula is what injects the RFID chip, which is the mark, okay, the Charagma. When that incision is made, that basically is a carving into the hand or into any body part of that person, okay? That's how they take the chip. And that's where the word Charagma comes from, okay? Now, this is the year that we're in. And what that means is that leaps and bounds are going to be made for this chip to make its presence felt upon the earth, man. And it's being done. It's being ramped up consistently, day over day, year over year. If you check out the news, there's many an article that goes into this information, okay? And Charagma, that's what it means. Now, here at Great Millstone, what we do is we delve into, we get the understanding of one of the main things we deal with is words. We're wordsmiths. So we go into words. So Charagma, through the teachings of our apostles, all right, Charagma here has a root word, okay, which when you look it up is Charax, okay, and it says, it has a definition of what Charax means, and it says to sharpen to a point akin, G1125, through the idea of scratching a stake, by implication a palisade or rampart, military mound of circumvallation in a siege trench. Now, the point being stake, okay, when you have a stake, what does a stake do? It impels the ground. For example, if you had a tent and you wanted to set up that tent, you'd have a certain amount of stakes that would be given to you, and those stakes would pin down the material to make it allow it to open up alongside with the poles that would hold it up, okay? But they hold it in place. But in order for it to be held in place, what you got to do, you got to impale it into the ground. And that's what the stakes do. Now, why is it the root word for this word Charagma? Because what is done when you make a carving, you're impaling whatever is being carved, okay? And that's the same thing the cannula does when it puts in the RFID chip, because it makes a passage for the RFID chip to be implanted into the hands of the people, okay? And then you go to the root word of Charax. You find Strong's G1125 grapho. Now, I have a thing known as calligraphy, which is writing within different fonts. You have even graffiti, which goes back to grapho, which means it's the same as calligraphy, writing within a style. Now, this word grapho is a Greek word which basically means to grave. So even an RFID chip. So you can see that there's a lineage with all these words. When you grave, you're making engraving into something. And this ultimately, especially to write figuratively to describe, is talking about is leading into the bio. You have a thing known as biochipping, okay, which people are heavy into in this time, in this day and age, okay, and basically that lineage of definitions basically breaks down to this word biochip, okay, which the chip is what's going to be engraved in you, but the bio is basically describing the body, your your what's this word, man? I'm trying to think how to say it. Uh, the word bio goes back to body, okay, and basically you have a thing known as it's escaping me. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it, man. But bio. Uh, I can't remember right now. It's not allowing me to say what I'm coming up drawing to naught with what I was gonna say, but the point of what I'm saying is the bio part of that, the grapho part of that is basically your what is this word, man? It's right on the tip of my tongue, man. Your basically your bio, your measurements, basically. So it told the people what it will allow the people to with when they scan the chip, will have all your information on that chip. So it will basically say your measurements, how tall you are, what color eyes you have, what blood type you have, all this information, even down to your financial information, your nationality, everything to do with you, will be all brought into one on that RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. And that shows you that the Heavenly Father has it down to a T with this, man. All right. And this is what this year, where's gonna be at the helm of this year, man. The RFID chip. Okay. So bear me one moment. This is one of the arms of the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, which is the Charagma. Okay. And it's from weight.com. Microchip implants for currency takes off in Sweden. All right. So he had Nate Satan, or as he's the leader of IYC. He basically said that the chips are known to be used for what? To be keep tabs on the people. Like for a dog being chipped, for example, so they know where's my dog. You can hone in and find where your dog is. But he said there's no way you can use it be used for money. Which article proves him wrong. Many of us have a wallet full of cards, credit, debit, and membership cards. So how many are keeping up with all the information by having a micro? So how about keeping up with all the information? This is where the grapho part comes into it. This is the both the implant, the charagma, charux, and the grapho all in one. The whole lineage of all those words all in one, combined into one ubiquitous technology. So how about keeping up with all the information by having a microchip inside you? According to WJTV, 4,000 Swedish people have now replaced one or more of their cars with a microchip implant, which they use to make the purchases. The chip is about the size of one of the legs on a normal plug, and and one may choose where they want the chip implanted. Okay, and we know also that dogs have been chipped with this. Okay, RFID chip for I. Okay, let's see what news we can come up with. Mm. What with this one? Bear with me. Okay. Let's see this one. No, this is it. Okay, so it reads, sorting patient samples with microchips. With support from Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Grand Challenges Explorations grant, Grover's lab is using microchips to embedded patient data directly in biological samples, making it impossible to separate a sample from a patient's medical record. Each chip has a unique serial number read using a handheld chip reader. The number is linked to the patient's record in a database or paper file. So it shows you there on an RFID chip what can be kept. We read about financial details and allowing you to put your credit and debit cards on there. But guess what? It also shows your um, bio, your that's the word, biometrics, man. Say it, man. Your biometrics, okay? Bio meaning your body, metrics meaning measurements, all right? So your biometrics, all right, on the chip. So it says the number is linked to. So you have a serial number, and the serial number goes into the number of the beast, which which is the UPN code, which basically has a 6 at the start, has a code in a form of that represents a 6 at the beginning, the end, and in the middle. All right. The number is linked to the patient's record in a database or paper file. All right. So that's that information, your biochemistry. So the chip is the mark of the beast through and through, man. And if you can't get, the Lord is blind your mind from seeing. It's as simple as that, man. And really, all you can do is hope and pray the Lord opens your mind, or you're just allotted for death and destruction, man. So with that, man, it's the year of the Charagma. I pray you will edify. Shalom.